Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the New York City Retirement Systems Common Investment Meeting for April 12th, 2019. We're going to start by calling the rolls at the boards. Let's start with NYSERS. Melanie? Put your mic on. Yeah, thanks.
Chair, Mayor's Office.
John Adler, present.
Comptroller's Office.
David Jetta for Controller, Scott Stringer, present.
Public Advocate's Office.
Veronica Avis, present.
Borough President, Manhattan.
Aldrin Bonilla, designee from Manhattan Borough President Gail A. Brewer.
Borough President, Brooklyn. Borough President, Queens.
Alan Swisher for Queensborough President Melinda Katz.
Borough President, Staten Island. Borough President, Bronx. Transport Workers Union.
Dave Katzman for TW Local 100 President Tony Otano.
International Brotherhood of Teamsters.
Ruben Torres and Lawrence Bosley for Gregory Floyd, Teamsters Local 237.
District Council 37.
Robin Roach on behalf of Executive Director Henry Garrido.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Melanie. Next, let's move to the Teachers Retirement System Board. Is it Dad? Thank you.
Good morning, John Adler.
I'm here.
Thomas Brown.
Here.
Natalie Green-Giles.
Here.
David Kazansky.
Present.
Lindsay Oates. Deborah Penny.
Present.
And John Dorser.
Present.
We have a quorum, John.
Thank you, Thad. Next, let's move to police. Is Kevin?
Good morning. Representing the PBA,
Joe Alejandro.
DEA. Oh, sorry, Juan. You got? Okay. DEA,
Michael Palladino.
SBA,
Designee for Ed Mullins. He's my
LBA, CEA,
Johnny Ramirez, designee for Roy Ricta.
Commissioner of Finance,
Phil Dukes, designee for Commissioner Jacques Jiha.
representing the mayor,
Shuman Ray, representing Mayor Bill de Blasio.
Comptroller,
John Dorset, designee for Controller Scott Stringer.
and the police commissioner.
Stephanie Zimber, designee for Police Commissioner O'Neill.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Kevin. And fire, Pat Dunn.
Good morning, John. For Mayor de Blasio,
Cynthia Collins, designee for Mayor Bill de Blasio.
for Controller Scott Stringer,
John Dorset, designee for Controller Scott Stringer.
Finance Commissioner Jacques Jiha,
Phil Dukes.
for the UFA, Mr. Gerard Fitzgerald,
Leroy McGinnis with Gerard's proxy.
Mr. Leroy McGinnis,
Present.
Mr. Edward Brown.
Here.
For the UFA, Mr. John Kelly,
Eddie Brown for John Kelly's proxy.
and Mr. Peter DeVita.
John Young, proxy for Peter DeVita.
Okay, for the UFOA, Mr. Jack Kelty,
Jim McCarthy carrying Jack Kelty's proxy.
Mr. William Guilfoyle for the UFOA,
Here.
and for the UFOA, Mr. Paul Maddox.
Here.
And for Fire Commissioner Dan Nigro.
Terrell Brown for Commissioner Nigro.
Have a quorum, John.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Pat. And for BRRS, Mr. Rich.
Morning, Mr. Adler. We are represented today by switch hitter Natalie Green-Giles, who's batting both for TRS and BRRS. We do not have a quorum. We will administer this business at our next board meeting, which is April 17th.
Terrific.
And can we note for the record that Susanna Vickers is taking the proxy for the Controller for teachers?
We can note that for the record, yes. Okay, and I just want to welcome Veronica Avis, our new designee for the new public advocate, Jimani Williams. Welcome to the Common Investment Meeting, Veronica. Okay, so with that, we will now enter into executive session. So we will now take votes at each board to see if folks want to enter into executive session. So for the fire pension fund, is there a motion to exit public session, enter executive session?
Motion to exit and enter.
Thank you, Mr. McGinnis. Is there a second?
Second. Edward Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion at fire, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries. Next, at police, is there a motion to exit public session, enter executive session?
Motion to exit public session and enter executive session.
Thank you, Mr. Alejandro. Is there a second? Thank you, Ms. Zimberg. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion at police, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries. Next, at teachers, is there a motion to exit executive session and enter, exit public session and enter executive session?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Kazansky. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Penny. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion at teachers, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries. And at NICERS, is there a motion to exit public session and enter executive session?
Motion to exit executive session, public session, enter executive session.
Thank you, Mr. Bonilla. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Katzman. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion at NICERS, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries. So we are now in executive session. We will ask members of the public and the media to please exit the room. We'll turn the cameras off, and then we will.
Thank you. So during the executive session, the board discussed various investment matters. We now need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Meeting is adjourned.
In executive session, we received presentations from 3 private market managers. Consensus is reached, which will be announced at the appropriate time.
Do we have any further business before the board today? Seeing none, I believe a motion to adjourn is in order.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Have a wonderful weekend, everyone.
Cameras are on.
So we're now in public session.
Yes.
Microphone.
During the executive session, the trustees heard presentations from its consultants, BAM, and several managers regarding infrastructure, real estate, private equity, hedge funds, and public equity. Action was taken on one recommendation. That result will be made public at a later date. At the appropriate time, several discussions have been tabled.
So at this time, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.